Okay, so here is Dolly. Here are her little features. And I really had no plan. I just knew that I wanted to embroider her mouth and eyes because I've used those plastic safety eyes in the past, and I do find that after a bit of rough play, you know, a toy being thrown on the floor, they do tend to shear off, and then you're stuck with the safety plate behind the fabric. So I figured at least if I embroider them, you know, it's difficult to break, and you know, even if the stitches come undone, you can always embroider them again. But I just thought I'd quickly show you how I do it, because when you're working in around with amigurumi toys like this, I find that you get this spiraling effect. So the stitches don't quite line up perfectly. But this is what I did with Dolly. So these are my stitches, those are my rows. Can you hear that noise in the background? I apologise, that's actually a thunderstorm. I absolutely love them. I've been sat at the window watching them. Anyway, so with her mouth, this is one stitch, okay, and these are the holes of the stitches. So with her mouth, I actually sewed from up into this hole and then into the centre of this stitch below. And I did the same here. And then I came up through here then, and I went up here. Like that, then I came up through here and I went down there, and I came up through here and I went up there, and I came up through here and I went down there, and then I came up through here and I did one long, so there we go, that was her mouth. And here for the eyes, I did one strand there, then came up through here and went across the stitch like that, and then I came back up through here and I went along there. That's all I did for each eye. And similar across here, using my children's pencils, bless them. And then I just did some lashes for her, so I came up through here, and the lashes I'd pulled quite tightly, and then up through here and went across. Same this side. Up here. Those are Dolly's features. What do you think? I want to show you the butterfly shawl as I explain a little bit about it. I just want to show you this. Look at that pretty flower. Salsify. Oh, anyway, before I explain the butterfly shawl, look at that pretty doggy. No, back to the subject. Before I explain the butterfly shawl, I really ought to explain or show you where I got the inspiration from. So have a look. So this is the very first swatch I ever did for a pattern of mine called the Stargazer Blanket. I'm not going to talk too much about this one today. However, when I was working on this, every now and then I would look at it and I'd notice something. And the best way for me to show you what I'm talking about is if I lay this piece of paper on here at about that angle. Can you see it kind of looks like a butterfly? So I've temporarily come out of the bush to talk about the yarn that I've used to make the butterfly shawl. Now, can you see? Let me try and work with the sun here. I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate it's a sort of, it's a yarn that's got a halo, and it's exactly what I was looking for because I wanted to create a bit of a romantic look to it. And I'll show you what yarn it is. Here's the ball band. It's Wendy Fleur DK. And believe it or not, you'd think that this was probably mohair or something, wouldn't you? Well, I'm actually trying not to use animal fibres in my projects at the moment. And believe it or not, it's mostly made up of cotton. I don't know if you can see the fluffiness of that. It's got a gorgeous halo. And that's why it's classed as a DK, because I think anything with a halo, you have to use a slightly larger hook. Even though it's quite fine, it doesn't feel as thick as a DK, but you want a bit of a gap between the stitches. And then you can appreciate the halo, you know, you see it and its fluffiness, rather than it being all bunched together, then what's the point? So it's mostly cotton, 44% cotton, 28% tencel, and that is a cellulose fibre made from wood pulp, so it's biodegradable. And then it's only 28% acrylic, and I think for a vegan mohair, if you like, that's a pretty good combination. You know, it's not a lot of acrylic, and I'm at peace with using acrylic as long as it's in small amounts, and especially when you're getting a look that's created usually from mohair. And no animals are involved, so I'm really happy with this yarn. I'll probably be using it again. I've got that whole 100 gram ball that I just showed you, and 28 grams left after making my daughter's toddler size shawl. So I'm actually going to add to hers as she grows, and I'm making myself a matching one. Now this colourway is colourway number 3353, and it's called Freesia. Beautiful name. I think they've all got floral names, obviously, because of the brand of the yarn being called Fleur. So this one is, what is this one? 3353. It's Jasmine. It's a very delicate off-white colour. And here is mine so far. Exactly the same pattern as my daughter's, following the exact same instructions. I really love it. I absolutely love it. It's just gorgeous. So this will be a long-term project, I think. I say that, but I really want it done as well so that we can wear them together. But it's getting very hot here at the moment. It's March, hence why I'm actually on my roof. Because of current situations, we're not really supposed to be going out and about. So I can't crouch in bushes anymore. I was crouching in that bush trying to hide from people anyway, and be safe. But yeah, so I'm on my apartment roof, so you can probably hear all sorts of random background noises like cockerels and things like that. Anyway, I've got some footage of the other day when I went outside, so I'll be posting that as well. But I can highly recommend the Fleur DK by Wendy. I just think it's one of those options which is kind of meets in the middle, and if those with allergies or people that don't want to use animal fibre in their projects, it's a really, really good option for you to then get that same effect as mohair. This is an almond tree, and the blossom is now gradually ebbing away. But can you see? This is what I love looking at. Can you see that little fluffy bud there in the middle? They will become, and this one here, And some people eat them fresh when they're still light and green. Sorry about the noise, I've got a farmer's house behind me and he's loading up fruit and veg into a truck.